Hey there, Dani K coming to you from Dani K Gym and Wellness. Today's tip comes to you from a member. She wants to remain anonymous. But can you lose weight and drink alcohol at the same time? One, it definitely, let me just put that out there. One, it definitely depends on age, your metabolism, how much you drink. One drink a day probably will not diminish anything that you're doing in the gym. If you maybe even keep the calories of that alcoholic beverage within your daily intake, and eating proper the rest of the day, the whole day, so there's different factors, and it's like, how much you drinking, what are you drinking, are you eating all of your calories and then drinking, on top of that, so there are added calories, how much are you working out, so there's all kinds of different factors. So to give just a yes or no answer, it's not going to happen. And when you're talking about nutrition, it is more than just a yes or no answer with anything, as you guys know that you've been keeping up with me, on my YouTube channel. And now on my app, search in the Apple Store, Dani, D-A-N-I, space, the letter K. Droid users, I think you still have to use the link that I have. I can repost it, just let me know. But it's a way to keep up with me, my daily tips. You can message me through there. We can live chat together, so you don't have to wait. If you want it, if you want an answer or whatever, you don't have to wait until you see it on a video or something. Anyway, so I digress. That's about my app. So back to alcohol. One thing that alcohol definitely does, I tell everybody, it increases your estrogen. It releases estrogen into the bloodstream. Definitely, the more estrogen that you have in your body, the more at risk you are for breast cancer. That's men too. A lot of times, you might see even construction worker guys, whatever guys, they have the big belly, it's hard, but, they got pretty decent, arms and chest and maybe pretty decent quads or whatever, but they just have this beer gut that they call it. And well, a lot of that is because they've increased their estrogen, so their belly is bigger, sorry, I keep getting a text. So that's one big thing, that if anything, the alcohol releases estrogen into your bloodstream, which can lead to, obviously, more weight, but cancer, risk of breast cancer. Another thing that alcohol does promote fat. I tell people all the time, it's a suppressant, it's a depressant, so it will suppress your metabolism, alcohol burns differently in your system. It's not recognized as a fat, it's not recognized as a carb, even though they are carbs. It's not recognized as a protein. They aren't any of that, even though the alcohol is a carb, or it has carbs in it. It's not recognized as that, so it burns differently. Your body burns, fats and carbs differently, proteins differently, and alcohol is like its own separate. Okay, really, that just happened. A phone call came through from an 866 number, which is probably a telemarketer, and just interrupted my whole freaking flow. Anyway, where was I? Depressant, it suppresses your metabolism, it burns differently in your system, and also the alcohol decreases muscle growth. So there's some big factors in drinking alcohol and what that does to your system, and how it defeats or can defeat weight loss. So one thing that you could do, and another thing that it does eat up the glycogen, and like in your liver, it eats up the glycogen in your liver, which can make you hungry. So then you're, maybe, if you're at the bar or even at home, and you're forced to, or you feel like you want to eat something, so then you kind of go towards something that's not so good. Whereas if you didn't have that kind of like hunger kind of thing, you may have chose, healthier choices. Anyway, so there's a whole shitload of reasons why alcohol does defeat the purpose, or does, not aid in losing weight. And the more you can do without the alcohol, if you're trying to lose the weight, the more you can do without the alcohol, the better and quicker and faster that your results will come. Now, that all said, like I said before, moderation, not deprivation. I'm not a drinker. Everybody knows that. But, I hang out, you see me hanging out at the bar all the time, Kona's. But I have me, soda, diet soda, some water, whatever it might be, whatever I'm feeling, a protein shake. They do serve protein shakes. But I hang out there for the atmosphere, the friends, the, camaraderie, just kind of unwind, but, you're going to drink. People are going to drink. That's what they want to do, and that's fine. I'm just saying, definitely think about the things that the alcohol can cause to your system and what it can do if you're trying to lose weight. Either think about the calories of, said beer or 2 beers or whatever, and try and work them into your calories, into your caloric intake, so that you're, not overdoing your calories, so that you can still see possibly some results. But another thing, a lot of times you might hear, like, or people come to me and say, what's the better alcohol, to drink? I know beer's bad for you if you're trying to lose weight, or it's not, it's not going to help you see the results or whatever. What is like a better choice so that I can still, feel like I'm drinking, feel like I'm able to, do that unwind kind of thing with, whatever the alcohol, the wine, the whatever does. So some better choices, better than beer and stuff like that. Opt for like clear, no sugary mixers. Tequila, vodka, club soda, maybe try those and see, if you can do those. I know sometimes if you're a beer drinker, you're a beer drinker and you can't switch. Sometimes if you're a wine drinker, you're a wine drinker and you can't switch. But, definitely like the clear, and no sugary, mixers, that's some good things where you can still have your alcohol, you can still unwind. You can still, drink socially or whatever. But I would still suggest, keeping it within your caloric equation as well, so if you're going to go to the bar or have a dinner, a dinner date where you're going to have alcohol or whatever, one, think about how many drinks, 1 or 2, whatever, think about how many calories that might be, and then don't ixnay the protein in your meal plan, ixnay the carb calories in your meal plan, so that you're kind of justifying the calories. You know what I mean? Am I making sense? I hope this has helped. Again, people are going to drink, and I'm not trying to tell people don't drink, but if you're going to drink, here's the knowledge of what the alcohol can do, what the alcohol does do, and some smarter, choices that, you can still drink, but maybe, choose the clearer and the no sugary mixers, the alcohols like, tequila and vodka and club soda, try that, see if you can do that, or maybe have, 1 club soda drink and 1 beer, maybe, you know what I mean? Like kind of, until you can kind of wean yourself off or whatever, but that, again, I'm not judging, and I'm not telling people what they need to do or should do. I'm just saying I'm giving out, a tip from someone that had asked me about alcohol. I get that all the time about, because people drink, and just because I don't drink doesn't mean that everybody else has to not drink and blah, blah, blah. Do your thing. I do my thing. But here's some options, and here's a different way of looking at it, and here's some knowledge of what that stuff, can do or does do, and then you have that knowledge to make the choice or not make the choice of, the good, the bad, or the do or the don't. You know what I mean? It's always better to have the knowledge, and you're informed, and then you can make your own decision instead of saying, well, shit, I didn't know that. If somebody would have told me that, I would have opted for, this instead of doing that. So there's your knowledge. Take it, leave it, use it, throw it away. whatever. But I was just kind of putting that out there for, you know, a gym member that had asked me. And like I said, I get it through the 23 years of me doing this. I get that question all the time, and those are the same things that I say over and over again. Nothing's changed. So I hope it helped, and you know, hope it's just at least informed you and give you something to kind of look at, kind of think about. And then, you know, it's knowledge for you. Take it or leave it, use it or don't. Stay in tune, stay informed, stay motivated. Bye.